All right, this is recording 838 to 838. Listen next, 838. This recording is a part of my podcast series, Speaking to the CIA. You can find me at speakingtothecia.com or ChristinaStacia918.com. Okay, so I'm going to continue on. So, another thing that she did in her AIW Mad Plot with the late theme. Okay, so she used this in her planning and scheming of doing the World Trade Center attack. And then I grow up and then I'm decoding everything and I find out that she based my life on Alice. And she's the Queen of Hearts, which you guys, I'm sure, pretty much understand that she thinks she's the Queen of Hearts by now, because how does she manipulate and con people? By pulling at their heartstrings. Okay, so I decoded a ton of Alice in Wonderland. Anyway, so in her planning to do the World Trade Center attack, there's a couple of things that she did in a part of the ciphers that I decoded of Gene Roberts is she used the word wasteland, okay? And she, you know, all spins of the word waste, and then you know her theme, hiding in plain sight, even that waste. Okay, so she used the word wasteland in it, okay? So everything obliterated. Even the word obliterated, okay? So, she's controlling my speech. I apologize. I'm just trying to continue talking about the word waste, okay? So all forms of the word waste. So another thing that she used that goes to this part of this ciphers is time waster. And so what she does today is she tries to exhaust my brain to keep me from making reports against her. And she like you're just wasting time. Okay, like she's gotten away with this and she'll get away with this. She's got a ton of people that'll lie for her and she'll get away with the whole thing. Okay, she just tries to exhaust my brain. She's in my brain constantly. So anyway, I know that time waster is a part of this. Another thing that she did was, and that also goes to the tomorrow, the man who saw tomorrow. I decoded that cipher, okay, from when I was little. And then it ends up becoming a song in the movie Annie, okay? You know, that's all around the man who saw tomorrow. I decoded a ton of that. That's all around Nostradamus. In the ciphers that I decode Nostradamus himself, but I'm saying she made ciphers up around the man who saw tomorrow, which is about Nostradamus, okay? And all of that is about her plans to do the World Trade Center attack and all kinds of other terrorism, okay? And it's very old ciphers from when I was very little in the 70s, which she probably could have even done before the 70s, but it all surrounds my life in the 70s, and then she controls my life around in the 70s, and then it's from the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like my childhood, she controls my childhood for certain events to happen in my childhood in the 70s, and so now I've got a date and time stamp to cipher to the 70s, but she could have written it at that time as she was controlling me, but she would have to pre-control me for make everything go together, which means the cipher she would have had to have written would have to be older than that, is what I'm saying. Okay, so another thing that she did was she pre-planned for me to move to Oklahoma when I was an adult. Okay, she pre-planned for Mario to move, my first husband, to move to Oklahoma when he was a child. Okay, so, and this is very, very old. She was stalking Mario's family in California and stalking my family in Arizona in the 70s at the same time. She was stalking both of our families. Okay, so Mario and I move in our course of life. We move here to Oklahoma. Okay, now in the 70s, when I was little in grade school, my dad, my real dad, was in the Marine Corps still. He was home from Vietnam, but he wasn't home. He was stationed in Okinawa. Okay, so that's when I was in grade school. And he told me when I last lived there, when I first started decoding, he told me that when he was stationed in Okinawa, that they called everybody in Okinawa, that they were called Okies there. They called people in Okinawa Okies. And people here in Oklahoma call people that live here Okies. So, anyway, I know that she was controlling where he was being stationed also. He sent me a jacket that I know my mom still has that he bought for me when I was really little. And it was a blue jacket and it was embroidered on the back, and it was Okinawa, it was Japan, and it said Okinawa on the back of it, and I treasured it. And I know my mom kept it special. Anyway, so also to give you more background to this, so you guys, Oklahomans, know this, but I mean, everybody everywhere may not know this, but you know the covered wagons, okay, with the white, like the white, it's a wagon and then the white awning over the top of it. Okay, those are called boomers. Boomer. Okay, so this is gonna hurt people, but you need to know, I'm not trying to intentionally hurt people. I'm trying to tell you how diabolical and how evil Jean Jernigan Roberts is. You need to arrest her. She needs to be arrested. She should not be allowed to trample on everyone everywhere. And nor should I have to be forced to making public reports against her, which is what she wants. And the CIA was like, because she hacked me making reports to the CIA, and the CIA got mad, everybody got mad. And then she threatened people that I can't make reports against her because she's white and fabulous. So instead it forces me to make public reports, and the CIA is like, well, the CIA doesn't like being hacked, so we'll see about that. Everybody's going to feel the pain, not wanting people to feel the pain, but everybody's going to feel the pain. And what I mean is the anger at what Jean Jernigan Roberts tried to get away with, because this hurts everybody. So everybody's sharing in the pain that Jean so joyfully wanted to put on everyone, acting like she's in control of the United States of America. And also the world. So, anyway, and I'm sorry, she's trying to control and manipulate my words in a way to even dig more daggers, as if the CIA wants people to be hurt. The CIA does not want people to be hurt. She is holding people hostage. The only way to get reports out is to make public reports, because that helps the CIA find out where all of her occult is and annihilate every single one of them that's been helping her get away with this. So, anyway, until she is arrested. So I will keep turning her in for stalking me, stalking my family, committing terrorism, and everybody around the world gets the opportunity to find out where Gene Roberts and her occult is hiding and turn them all in. So here's another thing that she did. So she has a whole pants theme. Okay, wait, let me get back to the covered wagon. Okay, so the covered wagon, my family came over when they migrated into Arizona, when they settled in Arizona. They came over in covered wagons, and we settled in, on my mom's side, in Camp Verde. And it was in covered wagons. And those days of people going across the United States in covered wagons were treacherous days. The Trail of Tears, which I just talked about, I can't talk about. I want to talk about. I've already talked about. I'm saying I emotionally cannot talk about. It makes me bawl. Everything makes me bawl. And what she did to abuse that makes me like I'm going to keep turning her in. Anyway, so because it's just one hurt and one hit after the other, what Gene has done to everyone. So anyway, the boomers are a big thing here in Oklahoma. They have a sports theme or sports. I think it goes to one of the colleges here. Maybe OU. I don't know. OU or OSU. Boomer Sooners. It's like a thing that everybody shouts. It's a thing. That's Oklahoma. Okay, so what she did was she assaulted me with a pencil when I was 2 months old. Jean Jernigan Roberts. See all of my decode. You have my podcast. She got into my parents' apartment somehow, and she did that. And I can see that, her doing that to me as a baby. I was only 2 months old. The cartel is who told me that she did that to me. And I knew that she assaulted me because I decoded the heck out of it. And you have to go through all of my podcast. So, as I told you, she assaulted me both hands-on, and she also assaulted me hands-free, hidden hands-free, using ice. She assaulted me, okay? So, this is another thing she did that goes with that assault. Her assaulting me when I was a baby with a pencil. She used the Boomer Sooner. And the Boomer goes to, you probably already know, and then you know what else that leads to. She has a thing with legs and pants. Okay, that's one of her aliases. Her first name is Jean. Anyway, so something else that she did this to my mom. What I'm about to tell you next. Okay, she did this to my mom, and she did this to me by icing my mom and me, just like she iced my mom and me with my drunk monkey. My most prized possession ever when I was little. It was a little stuffed animal that my mom and my stepdad Jeff bought me, and it was a little monkey, and it went everywhere with me, and it was like the Velveteen Rabbit, I swear it was. And my mom I asked her to name him, or she named him. I walked up to her with my Drunk Monkey, and she said, and I was talking to her about him, and she said, your monkey looks drunk. I'm going to name your monkey Drunk Monkey. And ever since then, that's been his name. That's what I call him. He's my drunk monkey. She did that to my mom and to me. Now, I keep the precious, precious memories, and I turn Jean's butt in. Jean Jernigan Roberts. And you know everything with Drunk Monkey. See all my ciphers. See all my podcasts. So anyway, so do you remember when I also told you she ciphered out I'm a Little Teapot? And she iced my mom, and I keep the precious memory. Okay, I keep the precious memory. But it turned in Jean Jernigan Roberts. There used to be a show on in the 60s called Laugh-In, and my mom spinned this I'm a Little Teapot around Laugh-In. And so I used to sing it the way that my mom taught it to me, which was not the way that it's really supposed to go. I always sang it the way that my mom taught me, which was, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle, here's my spout. When you tip me over, hear me shout. And then the last line my mom taught me was, sock it to me, baby, let it all hang out. I used to sing that all the time when I was little. All the time. And you want to see all code, sock and socket and everything else. So I decode out the whole song. Okay, so anyway, Jean stalking me and my mom. So this is something I want to point out more that she did in ciphering out icing my mom and me. So not only the sock it to me baby, but also let it all hang out. So she's making a Beatles reference there, and then hang out is like let it all, I'm adding to what she's already done, letting it all fall. Like in the future, let it all hang out, like me making reports against her. Not my mom, Jean Jernigan Roberts, obviously, my God. So anyway, and then that also goes to, she also used Hang 10, which is a famous surfing brand. It used to be really famous. Hang 10, and it's a surfing hand signal that you use, like, I don't know. It's like cool, man. Yeah. But anyway, your pinky finger goes out, your thumb goes out, and then your 3 middle fingers go down, and you shake your hand. That means hang 10. So there's probably more that goes to this also, this hand signal that Gina's done. So I decoded out the hang 10 cipher when I was in Slidell, but I never wrote it down. I just started bawling, crying everything that she had done to me all my life, stalking me and my family, and then bragging about it. So anyway, something else I want to bring up, speaking of her assaulting me, last year, it was either last year or the year before, you know, she assaulted JonBenet Ramsey also. She tried to frame the Marines for that. She literally tried to frame my dad for it, which is freaking insane. You're going to have to see all my podcasts on it. I decoded the heck out of all of it. It is freaking insane and disgusting. She tries to blame the military for everything. Jean Jernigan Roberts and her Manson occult. She assaulted JonBenet Ramsey. Now, one of the things that happened to JonBenet Ramsey is JonBenet Ramsey was assaulted with a paintbrush. Jean likes to assault children with instruments. Her and her occult are violent predators. All of her abuse. Even she's trying to control my speech right now. So that tells you Charles Manson is controlling my speech right now. Like putting inflection or emphasis on certain words, and they don't care. because they're pretending to be people that they're not. Again, slapping people across the face that didn't do this. Jean Jernigan Roberts and her Manson occult did this. They assaulted JonBenét Ramsey. They killed her. Jean Jernigan Roberts assaulted me with a pencil, and the pencil and the paintbrush go together. I decoded it all out. She took JonBenét Ramsey's life. Okay, now I'm going to tell you again, I'm going to tell you somebody, and I know she did this because the person who told me about it is someone that Jean Jernigan Roberts is also stalking, and she was just talking and visiting. Oh my God, did you hear what happened? Did you hear about this happening? And Jean Jernigan Roberts, and I knew Jean was making her say it, and I was in shock and mortified when she said it, and I knew that Jean Roberts had committed the crime, and she was trying to racket it, and I also knew that she was stalking the girl that told me this, okay? So I know she committed the crime, and she tried to racket it, but the year last year or the year before, it had to be the year before, there were 2 kids in Sperry, Oklahoma, Sperry, Oklahoma. There was an assault that happened, okay, where one kid was charged with assaulting another kid, okay? So that is a child abuse ring. That's what Jean does. She commits assault on 2 children at one time. She likes multiple kids at one time. Hands-free is the way to go about it using ice. So this case, this girl heard about this, and then she was telling me about this, and she was like, this is the saddest story in the whole world. Can you believe this? Both of these children, and I'm thinking both of these children were abused by Jean. Jean was running a child abuse ring on them. They did not abuse each other. Jean abused both of those children. And then she tried to racket it, but I can't say that to this girl. This girl doesn't realize it. She's just horrified over this. And this happened in Sperry. So again, I charged Jean Jernigan Roberts with the assault of those children. So, anyway, I am going to end this one. Hang on a second. I'm going to end this recording and then I'm going to start another one.